Hey guys, I thought I wanted to show you how I'm packing my mule. For the ones who don't know, I have been walking about 14,450 kilometers from Denmark to Congo, and on the way I'm not only carrying my backpack, I'm also pushing this children carriage with an aluminium box on it, and I just want to go through my equipment. So if someone are planning a long hike themselves, maybe you can somehow get inspired for how I have chosen to pack my stuff. As you see, I'm wearing an ordinary backpack, and usually I just have the lighter stuff in that one. So that will say all my clothes is in the backpack. We can try to have a look here. Of course we can open it from the top, but it's also possible to open it here, which is quite nice. It's easier to oversee what you have. So I have some underwear, I have some different shirts and stuff. I don't want to show you every single piece of cloth, that would maybe be a bit boring. But one thing I want to show you is these jalabas that I like to walk in. And the reason for that is that there is a hood and there are long sleeves, and it's like a dress, a man dress, and it protects me from the sun, because in Africa the sun is often a bit too strong for my white skin, and if I don't have long sleeves I will get sunburns. But it is still white and I get air running through the system. So I have 3 jalabas like this that I like to walk in. Then I have also in the backpack my hammock. On my whole journey I have never paid to sleep. I have done that on this vacation I'm on right now, because my girlfriend is here and she don't like to sleep in the bush. So we have actually rented some Airbnb. But normally I couch surf when I'm in cities, and when I'm on the road I sleep in the bush. So when the sun goes down I go into the forest so people cannot see me from the road, and then I pitch my hammock. Sometimes I also go to the villages. I ask for the chief, can I put my hammock somewhere, and they will always say yes, and then I sleep in my hammock in the bush or in the village. I will make another video where I unfold the hammock and show you all the features of that one. But in this one it's mostly about how I pack my stuff. So the hammock is also packed in the backpack, and one of the reasons I have clothes and hammock in the backpack is because all this is something that is light. It doesn't have a big weight, and obviously it's more nice to carry light stuff on your back than heavy stuff. So the heavy stuff I keep in this one that I have wheels under. So another good thing about having this kind of clothes and soft things in the backpack is that then I can use it to sit on. If I want to take a rest, I can sit like this. So if I had my electronics or my food or whatever in it, it might get destroyed, but that doesn't happen with the fabrics. In my lower department of the backpack I have a life straw. This device can be used for drinking river water. So if I run out of clean water, I can drink water from natural streams without getting sick, allegedly. I have not tried it yet, and I hope it will not be necessary, but it is nice to have as a backup. It doesn't take a lot of space. And then I have my washing clothes down here, just to separate it from the other clothes, so my dirty underpants will not contaminate the clean ones. And then there is actually in the very bottom of the backpack there is a rain fly like this, so when it starts raining I can cover my backpack so my clothes doesn't get wet. Then I have some side pockets as well. If you carry the backpack and you need some small coins, maybe you want to buy some small things on the street and you don't want to take up your wallet and show your big bills, so then it's nice to have this small side pocket where I can have some small change. I also have in this one I have a first aid kit, so yeah, it's good always to have it within reach. And from time to time, depending on the area that I'm walking in, I will also have a pepper spray in this one, so I can always get it. Even if I have to leave the mule, I can always have that on me. In the top drawer I have some slings for my hammock, so I can pitch the hammock without damaging the trees, and it is faster to do it with this kind of whoopee slings. And then I actually have an inner pocket as well here on the top, and in that one I have some different things. I have a aloe carpet, and I have something similar to that. It's called emergency shelter. If I cannot pitch my hammock, if I'm somehow forced away from my things, then I can keep dry and heated in a small sleeping bag, mini shelter like this. And then I have a tourniquet. This is also a first aid thing. If either myself or someone I come across have bleeding, I can put the tourniquet and close it to stop the bleeding. So I have that here as well, so it's within reach, because that is something that you don't want to waste time trying to find it in all the mess. It is something you need to be able to grab quickly. And in each side pocket I have a rain fly like this, which I use to suspend over my hammock, so if it's raining I'm still in the dry. I have two of these because sometimes you have side wind, so it's nice to both put on top and on the side, one on each side. And there's still space here that I can put a water bottle or something like that I can have in the sides, and it's easy to grab. Then in the front outer pocket I have some rain clothes. I have a rain jacket, and then I have these. And these are very smart because right now I'm wearing sandals, but normally I'm walking in boots, hiking boots. And one thing that I don't like happening to my hiking boots is them to get wet. If they get wet inside, they take ages to dry. And right now I'm in Congo, and in Congo it's raining all the fucking time. So you got a lot of rain, you got a lot of muddy roads, and if you want to walk through a deep mud pit with your boots on, they will get wet inside. If it's raining heavily from above, you will get rain down in the boots. These ones protect you from that, so they are very handy. The problem with wet boots is that your socks will get wrinkled and that will destroy your feet. I never usually get blisters, but when I have wet socks, that's when I get blisters. So all that is here in the outer pocket, and that was the backpack. That was the light stuff. So beside the backpack with all the light stuff, I have the Mule, the mighty Mule. And it's a very, very practical thing, because if you want to carry large loads of weight, it will be very heavy to have it in a backpack. For instance, I was walking through the Sahara, and there are very far between you can buy water, so you have to have big amounts of water. When I was full, I had more than 30 liters of water on me. That is a lot to carry in a backpack, beside all your other stuff. But with something like this, it's a children carrier. It's with an aluminium box on it, and that means you can put things. You see, I have some carabiners here in the front, so I will, for example, buy big bottles of water, these 5 or 8 liter bottles of water, and then I will just hang them. So I have bottles of water hanging from the sides, and then I can fill them over in smaller, more handy bottles like this, I use this kind of funnel for that. So I buy, for example, a 10-liter bottle of water because it's cheaper, and then I just put it over in the smaller bottles that are more handy. I should say that this is not something that I will recommend others to do, because these bottles are actually not made to be used several times. They will give some microplastic from using it again and again. So I also change them frequently, but ideally you should not use this kind of bottles again and again. But yeah, for me it's also a matter of economy. I cannot afford to buy new bottles all the time. But yeah, carabiners are very handy for hanging stuff. As you see here, my funnel, my brush to brush my boots, brush my wagon when it gets muddy, and all sorts of things you can hang with the carabiners. Another good thing with having the Mule is that I have this walking for water mission written on the side. So when people see me, they can sometimes be a little suspicious. Is he a spy? Is he a terrorist or whatever? They have all sorts of ideas when they see a white man walking. It is not something they're used to seeing. But when I have this walking for water, Denmark to Tanzania, they can sort of see, okay, this is the mission. I'm walking from Denmark to Tanzania to raise funds for clean water. And then I also have some flyers. Right now I don't have it in this one, but normally I will have some brochures that I can hand out to people that they can see my mission in French and in English. So in the box itself, we can try to open it. That is where I store my valuables. The good thing about the aluminium box is I can put a padlock on it to avoid long fingers, and it also keeps out dust and rain. And down here I have pretty much everything I own. I have a padlock here that I can lock it with. I have my day pack that I can take up when I'm stationary in cities. It's nice to have a smaller backpack than the big one that I can just go for shopping or whatever. And normally on the road, in this one I'm also storing my laptop and you know, charging devices, electronic things, stuff like this. So if I have to abandon the Mule, I can quickly take this one with my laptop and other valuable electronic stuff. And then I have a couple of other bags for GoPro cameras, for adapters, other electronics. And I have another bag here that I'm using for, this is kind of backup things, like backup ruby slings. I have some cord that I can use for drying clothes, or if I break my lace or something, it's always nice to have some spare cord. And some different other stuff, tape, yeah, extra belt, different things like this. This is also where I keep my this yellow vaccination card. And then I do have some medication in a small pouch here. I'm always carrying, for example, a malaria cure. I had malaria 9 times, and usually it's not so bad if I take the cure quickly. But if I go for several days without taking the cure, sometimes I'm far from a pharmacy, and then it can get quite bad. So I learned over time always to have a malaria cure on me. Then I have some sunscreen. My girlfriend, she tells me all the time I need to wear sunscreen, because if not I will get skin cancer, I will get wrinkles. She don't want to be with someone who looks like her father. I need to wear sunscreen to protect my skin. I eat a lot of oatmeal. This is like my breakfast every day. I eat half a packet like this. That's about 250 grams of oatmeal for my breakfast. But these tins are also good to keep when they are empty, because they keep out animals and, you know, keep things separated. Then I have some multivitamin, some B12. I'm vegetarian, so I need to get, for example, B12 and omega acid, omega-3 acid, and stuff like this. So I take some different things like that. Then I have some protein powder. I actually got just repacked my whole mule because my girlfriend brought shitloads of this. I have, what, 1.5 kilo in one of these, and she brought me 4, so I'm actually a quarter of the box is just protein powder right now. I think she would like me to get some bigger muscles maybe. But the truth is I'm losing a lot of weight when I'm walking, I'm sweating, I'm exercising, and I'm not eating enough, so it's good to get some protein. And I have some sunglasses. Yeah, I don't think they need much explanation. It's good to have in a sunny place. I have some a bit more electronics here. Drinking device for the protein powder. I have a pot for cooking, and I have a gas stove. So every night, not every night, some nights I will just boil my own water and make some, stew, rice, pasta with whatever. I just buy tomatoes, onions, whatever on the local markets, and then I can cook for myself. Then there are more protein powder and stuff. And here we have some, these ones are actually to keep away the mosquitoes. You get a lot of mosquitoes after dark here in Africa, so these spirals I light it on fire, and it makes some smoke that the mosquitoes don't like, that scares them away. I have a little towel, microfiber towel that is quickly drying. This is all just protein powder. And then I have these flyers I was talking about before that I can give people, both people in the villages and like military checkpoints, police checkpoints. It's briefly describing what I'm doing in English and in French. And then I have my route here. I started walking from Denmark. Hopefully I will end up in Tanzania at some point. And then people can, even if we don't share a language, they can still more or less understand what it is that I'm doing. And then I have, of course, my torch, my Buiti torch. I'm initiated in something called Buiti, which is basically a sect in Gabon. And it is a torch I had made by a shaman that I can light whenever I feel in danger. If I'm in a spot where I don't feel safe, I will light my torch, and I will make like a area of protection around me that will both keep away bad spirits and bad people. So it's good to have with me. That is what I have in the top box, and all of these things is something that I think it's nice that I can lock it away from rain, from dust, and from long thiefy fingers. Then of course I have some food as well, but I keep that in the lower storage here. I just have a thermo box I can have my food in. It's mainly just to lock it away from ants and other animals that I have a zipper on it. It's not really keeping things cool in the heat. I could probably have a better device of those, but it's outside of the box because it's not that bad if people steal it. I mean, I can get no food, and that's just how I chose to do it. And then I have a lot of these water bottles that I can refill. So that's pretty much my setup. I have some mirrors here. That's really nice when you're walking, because the traffic here in Africa is crazy. And it's nice to be able to see if a car is coming up behind you, if he has seen me. Also, if people just are walking closely behind you, it's nice to be able to, see how close they are, if they are dragging a knife or whatever. And if they do that, I also have my machete here. It's hidden away under the mule, so it is not something that is very visible, but I can also always draw it if I need be. And I had it cut here before it was flat on the top, but I had it cut so I can both point, and I can also still slash. But of course, this is only for emergency. I'm not trying to pick a fight, because even if I win the fight, I will be in deep shit if I harm someone in an African country. So I will rather use the pepper spray, which are currently in this little dashboard here, than I will use the machete. So I have that as well. If someone want to start a fight, it's a good device because it will blind them without damaging them. And then I have in this one little here that I can easily access. I have a power bank, I have my phone, I have alcohol gel to sanitize my hands after touching money and other dirty things. And what else? I have my passport, always important to know where I have this. I have a little multi-tool with a plier, some knives, some screwdrivers, some different things, so I can fix small things on the mule and other places. I have a pen, so I can sign papers, and I have a knife for, you know, cooking and a small means of self-defense also. And that's it. That's all my stuff. That's everything I got. That is my home that I have now been living from for quite some years.